once we figure out how many we need, I can order them and stuff so that.
Well, we do, don't we?
Okay.
Please rise for the invocation.
Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening, and we just thank you for these servants. They're willing to give their time and their energies, and Lord, it costs them something, away from their time away from their families. Would you just bless them and bless that time back to them? Lord, as they deal with things tonight, items on the agenda, Father, would you give them wisdom to know exactly the right decisions to make, and undoubtedly they all want the best for our community, and help them to come into agreement on what those things are, and that it would things would just go well, they would go smooth. And we just ask that you would bless their efforts tonight. We thank you for it. And everybody would say, amen.
Amen.
Please remain standing for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Here.
Commissioner Ward?
Here.
Commissioner Carnes?
Here.
Commissioner Cruz?
Here.
Mayor Downs?
Here. Approval of minutes from the October 23rd meeting. If there are no questions or concerns, we entertain a motion and a second to approve as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Carnes,
Second.
second by Commissioner Cruz. Roll call.
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes. Have no treasurer's report. Approval of bills to be paid. Again, if there are no questions or concerns, we entertain a motion and a second as presented.
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick, second by Commissioner Carnes. Roll call.
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't go
Commissioner
ahead.
Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Commissioner Carnes?
Still yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes. All right, we have one proclamation. American FFA degree recipient Matthew Worthington. Just going to give some info here about this award. So Matthew Robert Worthington was awarded the American FFA degree at the National FFA Convention in Indianapolis, Indiana on November 4th, 2023. This is the highest degree that an FFA member can receive. To obtain this degree, one must have received their state FFA degree, completed 3 years of secondary instruction in an agricultural education program, 1 year of enrollment in a post-secondary agriculture program, earned at least $10,000, and productively invested $7,500 through the supervised agriculture experience, have a scholastic record of a C or better, 50 hours of community service, and have a record of outstanding leadership. Matthew received a certificate and the American FFA degree key in honor of his accomplishments and dedication to FFA. Matthew is a 5-year member of Quoin FFA, Quoin Chapter President 2021-2022, Chapter Secretary in 2020, and Section 24 Secretary in 21. So I've got a proclamation that I'll take out and read with him. Take a picture, and we're going to make November 24th, 2023 Matthew Worthington Day in the city of Quoin. Matthew, you want your family want to come on up out here? Come over here, and I'll read this for everybody again. Congratulations. All right, so whereas Matthew Worthington was awarded the American FFA degree at the National FFA Convention in Indianapolis, Indiana on November 4th, 2023, and whereas this is the highest degree that an FFA member can receive. American FFA degree is awarded to less than 1%, which is 4,440 members of the National FFA organization, which includes 946,000. Whereas the American FFA degree shows an FFA member's dedication to his or her chapter and state FFA association. It demonstrates the effort FFA members apply toward their supervised agricultural experience and the outstanding leadership abilities and community involvement they exhibited through their FFA careers. Whereas American FFA degree recipients show promise for the future and have gone above and beyond to achieve excellence. And whereas Matthew Worthington's dedication, demonstrated leadership abilities, community service, and outstanding scholastic achievement accomplishments make him well qualified to represent the city of DuQuoin. Now therefore, I, Josh Downs, Mayor of the city of DuQuoin, and the city commissioner, extend congratulations and do hereby proclaim November 14th, 2023, American FFA degree recipient Matthew Worthington Day in the city of DuQuoin, and encourage all citizens to join in this worthy observance. Proclaim this 13th day, November 2023. Let me get out of there. We can just do his family now, Pete. Okay, we have no guests, no appointments, no consent agenda, no public agenda. On ordinances, resolutions, Resolution 2023 R1002, resolution waiving bidding pursuant to Section 1-2-45B, the ordinances of City of DuQuoin for fire pumper truck. I think we are ready to go on this, right, Chief? Okay. So this would be for final approval. Would entertain a motion and a second to approve that.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner
Second.
Ward, second by Commissioner Carnes. Roll call?
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes. Resolution 2023 R10-08 is a resolution authorizing reconstruction of intersections on Industrial Park Boulevard, and this is for final approval. And this would be the same as what we talked about last time, right, Jeff? Any questions or concerns here? If not, we'll entertain a motion and a second for approval.
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Commissioner Carnes, second by Commissioner Cruz. Roll call?
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes. Resolution 2023 R1009, resolution authorizing purchase from utility pipe sales for the water treatment plant. This is for final approval as well. If there are no questions or concerns, we entertain a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Cruz,
Second.
second by Commissioner Kirkpatrick. Roll call?
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes. Resolution 2023 R10-10, resolution accepting estimate from Midwest Petroleum for the water treatment plant. This as well as for final approval. If there are no questions or concerns, we entertain a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Cruz,
Second.
second by Commissioner Carnes. Roll call?
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes. Resolution 2023 R10-12 is a resolution authorizing entry into contract with Judge Services for Christmas light installations at the fairgrounds. This is for final approval as well. If there are no questions or concerns, we entertain a motion and a second.
What was the, can I ask a question on
Yep.
that for you?
Yep.
What was the final amount? I know we was given three different estimates. I'm not
There should
sure.
have been one total in there, is 14,525,
14.
25, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So moved then.
Motion by Commissioner Carnes, second by Commissioner Kirkpatrick. Roll call?
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes. Ordinance 2023-011-01, ordinance amending the official zoning map for the city of DuQuoin. This is for debate and public display. Jeff, you got anything you need to walk us through here, or no?
Real quick. This is some cleanup work for the zoning ordinance, changing the zoning at Hickory and Poplar from it was R1, but we're proposing, this has been recommended to change it to C2, and it's large enough to make that size of a district. That is the open lot over the overpass, on the west side of the overpass. And then the second portion of it is to change the zoning map
on Line Street at the railroad tracks and, help me, Ruth, what street is that?
One that goes.
Olive.
No, going south.
Line?
Line.
It's Line and the railroad tracks going south on Line, and I had a,
Lakeview Lane?
yes, Melody.
Oh, Lakeview
Okay,
Lane.
from R1 to R2 where the duplex has been started. So this is this is to change the map and to update the map.
Okay.
Sorry for the memory loss.
No, you're fine. Any questions for Jeff on that? If not, would entertain a motion and a second to put this on public display.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner
Second.
Carnes, second by Commissioner Cruz. Roll call?
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. All right. Resolution 2023 R1101, authorizing agreement for grant consultation between City of DuQuoin, Greater Egypt Regional Planning and Development Commission. This is for final approval. Ruth, what do we got here?
This is for the Greater Egypt to manage the grant we have for Hickory Street, the first grant, the CDBG grant.
Okay. All right. If there are no questions or concerns, we'll entertain a motion in a second, and this is for final approval.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Carnes.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Kirkpatrick. Roll call?
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes. All right, Resolution 2023 R1102 is a resolution authorizing sale of real properties 219 North Division and 3 East North, as well as 615 West North. And this is for final approval. Ruth, you got anything to add on these?
This is just approval to start the process to advertise to sell.
Okay. Any questions or concerns? If not, we'll entertain a motion in a second.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Carnes,
Second.
second by Commissioner Cruz. Roll call?
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes. Ordinance 2023-011-02, ordinance amending Chapter 40, Article 5, Divisions 6 through 8. The ordinance of the City of DuQuoin. This concerns tents and temporary structures. Ruth or Kaylin, either one?
Go ahead.
So this was proposed to, as the title says, just to prohibit anybody from starting camping in tents around here except for the DuQuoin State Fairgrounds.
Any questions or concerns from anybody? If not, we'll entertain a motion in a second.
Now, Caleb, does this mean establishing a residence there, or,
What do you mean?
Yes.
well, like
living-
your children want to camp out in the back of
Yeah,
your
this is for like
backyard?
residential purposes, and
Thank
it
you.
also, takes care of like water and sewage issues.
Okay.
Can't be living without water and sewage
Okay.
on your property.
You good, Mike?
Yes.
Okay. Need a motion and a second to approve this then.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Carnes,
Second.
second by Commissioner Cruz. Roll call?
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes. Resolution 2023 R1103 is a resolution authorizing appropriation for MFT rebuild, Illinois maintenance costs of streets and highways for FY23. And this is for final approval, and we got Brian Ziegler here to talk about this, I think. Yep,
Yep.
yeah, go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Got some handouts for you. It's a
Thank you, Brian.
cost estimate on top, got 2 sheets of 11x17 of a location map for West Street.
Thank you, sir.
Some of you may recall, 2 or 3 years ago, the state had a lot of rebuild money being dispersed in different ways, municipalities, water districts. One pot of money came through IDOT and was dispersed to municipalities through your MFT. So we talked about Sunset Avenue a while back, and we did some work and design on that, and that design's so good, but the bid came in quite a bit over what that original estimate was. So we regrouped with the street department and Josh and Ruth, and we're looking at West Street. We have until 2025 to spend that rebuild money. So you should have on your agenda tonight 2 resolutions. The rebuild money is an exact number, the $402,000, don't remember exactly what it was. And then before First Sunset, we were trying to actually even get it done with an extra $100,000 in MFT up against that rebuild money. So you can see the estimate that you have there is $413,000. We went ahead and made a resolution giving us a little bit of cushion of $50,000 of MFT money to get this job done. So we will begin design of this project with your approval, and hopefully what we do is sometime next year, working around baseball seasons, is get that construction done. So this is West Street from Main Street all the way to North Street. And as the plan is, we haven't got in design, obviously, so this is preliminary, us eyeballing it, looking at it, so coming up with the best estimate we can. But it looks like the best way to go about it, and we'll define that once we get into construction, is actually widen the road to the west side, towards the ball field side, put storm sewers. We anticipate the length of the project. We hope we don't have to, depending on our drainage calculations and stuff we get in design, but that's the way we'll do it, and then basically resurface the entire road, including the widened portion and the existing street, that entire length.
Anybody got any questions for Brian?
No, nobody that's familiar what we're talking about, West Street, that's the ballpark, and the traffic is quite heavy there, especially during the summertime.
Yeah.
And I would dare to say, if you got to move over 2-4, it would meet a wide load, you'd end up in a ditch, so.
Yeah, there's a couple
I think
spots
it's-
there that are pretty narrow,
I think
so.
it's,
So you're gonna widen the west side where that open ditch, you're gonna put a storm sewer through there,
Yeah,
and that will be covered up.
correct.
So then that lets you to widen it to the west. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, on the east side, we got that ditch
got
is
that
kind
big
of
tree.
steep
Yeah,
as it
you got
is, there's
problems
some
there.
houses, so.
Okay. Any questions for that? If not, we can do final approval for 2023 R1103. Just need a motion and a second.
so moved.
Motion by Commissioner Carnes,
Second.
second by Commissioner Cruz. Roll call?
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes. Resolution 2023 R1104, resolution authorizing the appropriation for supplemental project costs of what we just talked about. And this would be for final approval. Well, and this was 50,000, right, Ruth?
Yes.
Okay. And this just gives us a little extra money to cover ourselves if things go a little bit higher. Would need a motion and a second for that, and this is for final approval as well.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Carnes, second by Commissioner Kirkpatrick. Roll call?
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes. And Resolution 2023 R1105, it's a resolution authorizing a contract with Horner and Schifrin for MFT Rebuild Illinois project. And this is for debate and public display because it does deal with money. Look for a motion and a second to approve this, put it on public display.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Carnes,
Second.
second by Commissioner Kirkpatrick. Roll call?
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes. All right, other business, don't think we have any. Commissioners' comments. Kalen, you got any?
Do not have anything.
Wade?
I would like to say something that my cousin Mike Cruz passed away today. And he was a coach at DuQuoin for many years, and he's a DuQuoin guy through and through. And I think he will be missed, and I think everyone liked Coach Cruz. So I just letting people know that he did pass today.
Mike?
Our condolences to you and the Cruz family, for Coach Cruz, and also, I'm sure Josh, you're gonna have some things to say about, but I just wanna give thanks to the Lord and all those that were on the bus accident last Thursday. That could have been really bad, but God saw something different, and there were no lives lost there, and it could have been, so we just need to really appreciate life and always pray and give thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Jill?
Yeah, condolences to Mike Cruz and your family, Wade, and to John Cressman's family as well. They're pillars of our community and Andrew worked with the city and Barb worked with the city, and he worked tirelessly with the newspaper, so prayers go out to them.
Yeah. Coach?
Yes. Ask the Lord to look over those victims or people involved in that bus crash. I know I played golf today with one of the grandpas, and he's quite concerned, but I think, Josh, that every child wanted to ride the bus back to school today.
Yeah, they did.
And they refused it, so ask the Lord to look over them during their healing process, and the Cruz family, which I was very close to Mike, and glad to see the students out, learn about government, to see if you want a taste of it later on in life or not, but wishing everybody well.
Thanks, Coach. Ruth?
Yeah, condolences to Wade and to the Cruz family, and also to Andrew Cressman and the rest of the Cressman family.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start off on a good note here. I want to say congratulations to the football team for best year we've had in a long time, and you kind of galvanized the community, and everybody was excited for the games, and wish we could have went further, but it's a good season and something to build off of. Congratulations to the cross-country boys and girls team who made it to state. Got a lot of underclassmen on those teams, so something to build off of for the future there as well. Condolences again to the family of John Cressman and Mike Cruz. I had John's wife as a teacher in high school. I'm sure a lot of people in here did as well. And just a lot of commitment to the town from that family. So, wish them well. I want to give a special thanks to the first responders from that wreck on Thursday with the bus from St. Bruno, and I asked our two chiefs to give me a list of the agencies that responded, and so I'm just going to read them here. I think they all deserve mention for being there and taking care of that scene. So it's Duquoin Fire Department, Duquoin Police Department, Pinckneyville and Duquoin divisions of the Pinckneyville Ambulance Service. Washington County EMS had multiple units. Jackson County EMS had multiple units. Abbott EMS from Franklin County. Arch Air Medical Services. Perry County Sheriff's Office. Washington County Sheriff's Office. Illinois State Police. Illinois State Police Accident Reconstruction. Illinois Department of Conservation Law Enforcement Division. Illinois Department of Transportation. Perry County Highway Department. Duquoin and Perry County EMA. And the Pinckneyville Police Department. I've told each one of our chiefs, those guys have been to hundreds or in some cases thousands of these, but they never get any easier, and the professionalism that they exhibited, made me proud to be not only the leader of the city, but also a citizen and just someone that knows them, and so, they deserve major kudos for that. On a personal note, I want to thank two people, Walt Gibson and Chad Belts, who helped pull my son out of the bus when his leg was pinned between the front seat. Lady named Kendra Carson, who I have not met yet, was also on scene providing comfort to all the kids. Stephanie Brand, who runs Perry County Housing Authority, sat with my daughter and held a blanket on her, and anybody here knows my daughter, for her to go to a stranger is a pretty big accomplishment, so kudos to Stephanie and a big thanks for that. I received quite a few phone calls, and Mayor Will Stevens from Murfreesboro, Mayor Lee Messer-Smith from Benton both called me. County Commissioner Joe Folden, and this kind of hit close to home too for him because he's got a kid that goes to St. Bruno's now. Didn't ride the bus, but that family is a very tight-knit community. Senator Terry Bryant, who called me twice, asking if everything was okay and if she could help. Of course, my boss, Comptroller Mendoza, checked on me 2 or 3 different times. And Friday morning, I got a call from Governor Pritzker asking about not only my son, but the rest of the people as well. So these kind of things transcend politics and political parties, and that's what I took most out of it. Jill and I talked a little bit, about the way the community rallies around people in those times, and we've all felt it at one time or another, and now I've felt it, and it's a comforting feeling. So for those people who want to make it into a political thing, it wasn't, and the compassion that the governor showed in about a 1.5-minute phone conversation was pretty comforting. So just want to leave it at that.
It was,
Thank you.
it was truly amazing. I had 2 kids on that bus. My son was in the front row. One of the worst phone calls you can get. And I was at Sacred Heart waiting on them to get off the bus. And when I was found out from your mother, she told me what happened. And by the time I drove from Sacred Heart to St. John's, amazingly, my dad, who was at his house, had caught me. So you can only imagine what was going on there. So anyway, it was amazing. I do appreciate all the first responders. They were nothing but professional.
Yeah.
It's a good thing he's a judge, Gary.
A little bit of history of Leadfoot there, but
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, thanks for everybody reaching out, and appreciate it. So, all right, we are on to, lost my agenda here, public comment in the crowd. We have anybody wants to speak tonight? Thanks, Joyce. Yeah, let Doug talk real quick first.
Mayor and City Council, I'll start out first. I will again commend our first responders on that response. Indirectly, that was an incident that exceeded our local resource capabilities and a mass casualty response. And I wouldn't want to disregard that. Myself and Director Genesio with the county did have conversations with Jackson County Emergency Management and Franklin County Emergency Management offering assistance and their mass casualty incident equipment if that was needed. The other thing I wanted to come up for is we have received a notification of our fiscal year 23 Emergency Management Performance Grants Award. That'll cover from October 1st through September 30th of 24. I know the fiscal year 23 don't make sense, but that kind of got convoluted during the years of COVID with FEMA and IEMA. But our award amount for that fiscal year was $14,711.98, which is actually a decrease of $3,547.83, which is about 19.43% decrease. That was no fault on our own, as the state made a decision to reduce the amount of money they distributed to local accredited agencies for that fiscal year. In total, Southern Illinois lost a little over $60,000 to help support their emergency management programs. For the record, for our new councilman and for the mayor, that grant helps cover about 50% of some allowable expenses in that cost. In our grant cycle for this, that'll mostly cover 50% of my salary, my fringes, our telecommunication bills, and our power and water down at our facility south of town. But other than that, if there's any questions, I'll take any questions on that. If not, I'll yield the floor to the next person.
I don't have anything. Thanks, Doug.
You're welcome.
Oh, it's not movable. I wrote down some things that I wanted to say. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
I wrote down some things that I wanted to say. And I had number one first, something about a $10,000 fence. But that situation has been resolved. Second thing I want to mention about a man, it's not what you think. I mentioned about selling the property. And a certain man said, "How much do you want for it?" And I didn't mention it. But then that man turned around and he said, "Well, if you sell that property, where would you go? You have no place to go." Well, I've got this written down. That's the first time that man has showed me any compassion at all. And I thank that man. I've got it written down on the paper. I like this man. I have when I first met him. I just don't like the discrimination that I have gotten from him. The next thing I wrote down was about the dog pen and the house. The dog running at large. I was told I have X amount of tickets. Yes, I do. I went to the courthouse after y'all left. I got a copy of all my tickets. I have 9 tickets. Animal cruelty, etc., dog running at large. They didn't say what kind of animal cruelty it was. Question. All right, so I have 4 tickets. Out of 9 tickets, I'm found guilty of 4, but of course I pleaded not guilty to all of them. But 4 tickets is 2 for what, and 2 for at large. Now when the dogs at that time, I got them tickets in those years, that's when Chuck Sawyer would untie the dogs. I had someone that works with the city at that time saw Chuck Sawyer untie the dogs, and then I did get tickets. Okay, I have asked the city council, since the city tore my house down and the 4 sheds, I never got served with any papers of any kind from the sheriff's office to DuQuoin Police or a certified letter. Everything was tore down, it was thrown away. I did make a remark to the mayor today. I believe Doug Tony was there. I believe Ruth Hale was there. I don't know who all heard it. But I said, I don't like living like a permanent camper. I don't like living the way I'm living. So I said, why not just build my house back and build the 4 sheds back? And I put all the inside, refrigerator, freezer, TV, etc., etc. Okay, I had a conversation with Ruth about a week ago when I was trying to talk to you, Mayor. And I made the remark that my neighbors tell me they don't complain about me. But then I was told, well, yes, they do. So then I said, and it was said, well, maybe they're telling you one thing and they're telling us another. So I said, well, they're all two-faced. Okay. So my neighbor over the street, we had 3 boxes of food on his trailer. We were told we could put that. There's another X amount of empty boxes that man gave us for Eddie to start fires with. And then he called the city. The city was there taking stuff off my property again. I don't know who he talked to, but then there's a city truck taking everything up. I've got this set up, question mark. Okay, now on my tickets, I'm getting ahead of myself. On my tickets, I got all of them. You can see all of them. Every one. I wrote guilty, dismissed. I have another page, but it doesn't. So to me, with this thick thing and this thick thing, I myself feel like I have been harassed. Now about my dog. The dog belonged to Tyree and Heather. They were running, and I like them. Don't mistake that. I like them very much. They've been good to me, but the truth is the truth. They were running a kennel. I don't believe they had a license. At least I was told they wasn't. The dog got mixed up with another dog, so the dogs they had to be sold at half price because they were half breed. This dog was put out. I was told last week the reason I can't catch, Doug Tony's tried to catch the dog, Amber Willis. We tried August 23rd. I slipped and fell, knocked my head 3 times. Other people, I even offered one man $20, Philip Woodcock, to catch the dog. He tried for 2 days. He couldn't do it. Now, I can't see all of you because I have my glasses down, but I hope you can see the sincerity in my eyes. So,
Okay, Joyce, that's your 5 minutes.
my 5 minutes is up?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. May I leave this with the city because,
That's fine.
and with the way I have to live, with only a few things on the property, that's no way for anyone to live. That's no way for anyone to live.
Joyce, do you want to leave it?
Well, she said no.
I said that was fine.
Oh, you said it was
Yeah.
fine? Oh, I see. I see. You want this one that I showed you?
You can just leave it with her. That's fine.
Okay, I would like to have them back. I would like to have everything back like it is. When should I pick it up?
We'll make copies of it. You can have it by the end of the week.
Yeah. Thank you. I would
Thanks.
like to have my dog, I would like to have a dog.
Thanks, Joyce. Next, Brian. Come on up here, please. Thanks.
I think most of you know me. I have a building over on Franklin Street that I was told that it was condemned. Aaron Hardis looked at it. He said it was fine. The building itself has had a little roof damage, but the roof that's underneath it is still intact. And I'm here to say my piece about the building. The building, I'm selling the house, keeping the building. I think several of you know that my dad had a print shop in there years ago. And it's someplace that I just come to relax and have my stuff in there. And I have pictures. I was given a ticket for tearing down the condemned sign. Of course, the reason I did is because I haven't had my chance on the city council. So I'd like the ticket to be thrown out. And I am trying to get the building, a new roof put on it. Right now, it's about $6,000. I don't have that right now, but I was hoping that as soon as I sold the house, I could put a new roof on it. The windows have been taken care of. Everything is just a pure catch-all building. I live in Franklin County myself, but I come over to the building for just hanging out. And if you guys like to see some pictures, I have pictures of the inside, the outside, everything. I have it here. And I've got the letter Mr. Doug Tony sent me. I have the ticket where he sent me for tearing down the sign because I had not had my minutes with the city council. So I'd like, Mr. Campanella, I would like the ticket to be tossed. They said the building is unlivable. It's a storage building garage. I had the furnace looked at today from the guy that runs Kerner and Son. He said the furnace it's an old coal furnace and it's shot. There's no way to ever bring it back up to, there is no water to it, so it's unlivable, sure, but as a place I could just use for, because I'm gonna retire next year and I'm hoping to have me a place just to hang out. Any questions, anybody?
So Brian and I talked earlier, Kalen. He said that he had it looked at by a home inspector that said that it was structurally sound. So I told him that we needed to talk about this as far as if he provides us a letter from this inspector that says it is structurally sound, how does that jive with what we've done as far as condemning it?
You know, when the condemnation is first put on the agenda, it's 48 hours in advance. You know, it's not up for the city to tell anybody other than publishing it that's on the agenda. And that was done. And the city council members are provided the resolution as well as pictures when they vote on this. So it was voted on. They passed it, I think unanimously, yes, 4-0 in October. At that point, when I get the resolution, I then order the title work to tell me who the owners are. You say you're the owner, but we still have to do it that way. So that's as far as it's gone, because I have to wait for the title company to send back who owns it to me. But I will tell you, when the council passes a resolution like that, that's when the sign gets put up. I think you kind of tore it down in anger.
Yeah, I did.
So,
I'll
unless
admit to
the-
that.
Unless the council directs my office otherwise, I'm not in favor of dismissing that ticket, because we don't want people doing that when we condemn structures.
Well, if I'd known ahead of time where I could have come to city council and stated my case in front of you, then we could have maybe resolved this.
You understand that when they condemn a structure, there's several weeks that go by, that if you can make the code official happy, he will tell the council to rescind the condemnation. He's the one that's in charge of that. It's very unlikely that the council will undermine his decision-making. But if you make him happy and take care of whatever issues he says there are, then it's likely that they'll rescind the condemnation. That's happened before. But at this point, based on the pictures that they were given, that's what they voted to do.
So Doug, what were the,
The letter, the instructions in the letter say he has to have a certified home inspector certify it and give us a letter. That has not happened. Libby called Ruth several times. She's told him the same thing.
okay.
I've told him numerous times.
And that's what he and I talked about today.
And he knows this.
He says that he has that, so if he provides that to us,
He got a letter from the
yeah, so
certified home
if he
inspector.
provides that to us, then we can go about rescinding it if that's a
As long as
decision.
everything, I mean, he had windows that were broken, have been broken forever, all that taken care of, but that home inspector should see to it that that's done.
Okay,
And if the home inspector goes, signs off on it, then that's good. But you gotta get a certification of that.
is he a certified home inspector, Brian?
Yeah, Aaron Hoddes,
Okay, I mean, I don't know if he is or not.
I assume he
As
is.
long as he's got
I don't
the,
know.
I mean, I'm sure he's have to has a license number and, you know, make sure he has all that,
I don't know about me.
yeah. It should be on any letter that he writes, and we can check it out with whoever they register with, probably Secretary of State's office or something.
Well, that's who the lumberyard gave me Aaron Hoddes' number.
Okay.
He came by, looked at it, he said it structurally was good. He said there's a little problem with the roof, but he said the roof that's underneath it is still in good shape. And he went upstairs, looked at all the areas, and he said there was no leaks, no nothing. He said it's metal structure, so he said it's still in sound state.
Okay.
And so if you guys will give me a chance to get a letter from Aaron Hoddes to present to city council, I will do that.
Yeah, you don't have to present it to the council, you just need to make sure Doug has it, Ruth, and the attorney.
And then at that point, if the council deems fit, they will rescind the
So
condemnation.
we have a next meeting in 2 weeks, so.
Brian,
if you can
what's, excuse me, go ahead.
If you can get it done in 2 weeks, then at that point, we can act on it, or not if you don't have it.
What's the actual size of the
40
S-40?
by 60.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that big.
Give me to send around the pictures?
Pardon?
I've got the resolution right here with the pictures if everybody wants to look at it.
I've
No,
also got,
I believe, I just didn't realize, I realize, I've been in that building before, okay, but I forgot the size of it. I just thought that was a high estimate for a roof on a building when the sub-roof's all right. So evidently, you're not gonna have to replace any plywood or anything. You just need to put new shingles on
yeah.
over top. It just seemed like a high 6,000 for the bid.
Okay.
Well,
If
that's-
it goes through and you get it, I'd try a couple other places.
Yeah,
Get a bid
I
on it.
looked at metal roofing for it. The metal roofing, the cheapest one I could find was, for everything, was a little over $3,000 for the metal roofing, plus the labor to put it on.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to get rid of the house, because I already talked to the tax board, and they said that when you sell the house, you can split the property, and we have no problem with splitting the property,
Okay.
because the building and the house are not connected. The building has its own electricity and its own lights.
Okay.
So basically, I know that I've been a little bit behind, but sometimes when you think you got enough money to do something, something else comes along and gets it.
Okay. Well, just get a letter, make sure it's got on there his name and his license, all that stuff that we need. Bring it up to the office. You can just leave it at the front window for Ruth, and then she'll have a copy of it, and Kaylin and Doug will handle it. And as long as everything checks out with what it says, and we can show that he's licensed, then we'll take it under advisement at the next meeting. Okay?
Should I come next meeting?
If you want to, yeah. If you have it turned in before then feel free to come, yeah.
Well, like I say, I went in and took pictures, and all the windows have been sealed. And when he came by to put the thing on my garage door had buckled, so I got the garage door fixed.
Okay.
All I'm wanting is someplace to have a kind of a retirement, because where I live, I don't have enough room for a building. So that's just a place for me to
That's fine.
get away from the wife for a couple hours.
Okay.
Let me make sure I'm clear. You're planning on tearing down the house but leaving the garage? Is that what you
No,
said?
no, I'm selling the house
Selling the house?
and I'm keeping the garage.
Is this the house here? If you come over here and look, just make sure that
Okay.
we're looking at the right piece of property. Is this it here?
Nope, that's not it.
It's Franklin Street.
This one's West Franklin. You're on East Franklin?
The house is on 127 Laurel, the building's on 412 East Franklin. And when they said it was unlivable, I don't know a garage that's livable. And when I had the furnace inspected today, they said it was an old coal furnace, and the inside is gone, so there's no way of I be able to.
Okay.
Brian, those buildings are all supposed to be aesthetically approvable, accommodating the community, the neighborhood.
Well,
I mean, if they are a detriment to the community, that doesn't.
I've talked to the neighbors, went around, talked to the neighbors, and not a single neighbor in that neighborhood has said they had a problem with that building.
But you did have a complaint from the PD when you FOIA'd it.
Well, like I say, I have,
Ruth, I don't have in my file an actual condemnation resolution. Was that condemned and I just haven't gotten it yet?
You should have got it, but I'll pull it and give it to you.
Okay, so it has been passed. So the one I'm looking at is not the right piece of property because I don't have it yet, which means I haven't even ordered the title work. So if you get it done in the next couple of weeks, then I won't even order the title work, so the city doesn't have to pay for that. I know where you're talking about, the building you're talking about. I don't have that yet.
Well, Brian, I will tell you, there was a neighbor that called in the first time I was down there. That's why I went.
I know what you're talking about. I know the piece of property you're talking about. I don't have that yet. That doesn't mean the city hasn't condemned it. I just haven't gotten it from the city
well,
yet.
like I say, maybe I jumped the gun. Sorry, folks. It was just I hadn't had my 5 or 10 minutes with council. Because I'm doing the best I can to get, because I thought if I sold the house on 127 Laurel, I would have enough money to put a new roof or whatever needed. But since there's corrugated, let me show you a picture of the corrugated. Hang on, I got tons of pictures.
Time's passed. Oh,
See, there's the inside, there is another inside, there's another inside, here's a picture of the corrugated roof.
So with all this, since we're running out of time anyway, let's work with Mr. Tony. I don't have it yet, so I haven't even ordered the title work as my first step. So you've got time to get it into good shape with what he'd like you to do, okay? Really, he's the one that's the code official, he's responsible for that. He brings it to the city. I don't have it yet.
Would you like to see them? Mr.
No, I'm good. So just talk to Aaron, have him write up what we need to write up, get it to Ruth and Doug, and we'll go from there.
I wanted my few minutes in front of everybody, because Mr. Carnes knows me, Mike knows me, and I feel like I've got, may not, but it being somebody that knows me, knows that I'm honest.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
We heard from you.
Thank you.
You may hold on to it.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Yep, Linda?
with me?
Yeah, we're good, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Downs.
Thank you.
Dave?
I'm Linda Darnell, and this is Carmen Woods, and we're here representing Prismium Group for one of our team members that has been diagnosed with throat cancer, Brent Cruz. He has worked out there many years, and the company has rallied around to have 2 raffles going, a 50-50 raffle and a processed hog with a deep freeze raffle. So we are just wanting to let the community know that this is still going strong until November the 30th, when we will have the drawing. We also have T-shirts that we're selling, if anybody's interested in a T-shirt, and it has Team Cruz, or Team Brent on the front. So, Team Cruz? Okay, Team Cruz on the front. They come short sleeve, long sleeve, or sweatshirts. So the tickets for the 50-50 are $5 a piece, or 5 for $20, and the hog raffle is $10 a piece, or 3 for $25.
With a deep freeze.
With the deep freeze, yes. So anyway, just let the community know, pass the word around. We have tickets tonight, just so happens, with us if you are interested.
Next question.
Okay, great. And pass the word around to the community and the people that you pass. I mean, we have the tickets available at the plant, or if you see any one of us employees, we can get you a
Say, is
ticket.
there another place in town, if Pete writes it, puts it in the paper, he can put in there who you guys can talk to?
Yes, at Fenton's, Custom Collisions, and
Keenan
Keenan
Rice.
Rice. And then once again, the plant, you can call out there and we'll meet you at the guard shack and have your tickets available. So,
Okay.
anyway, just wanted everyone to know.
Thanks, Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else? Anybody in the back row against the glass back there have anything they want to say? All right, with that, I think we can have a motion and a second to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Carnes.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Kirkpatrick. Roll call.
Commissioner Carnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward? Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Mayor Downs?
Yes.